Let's have a look at this pot. Ooh, look at that beautiful soil. I might just spread that on the garden now that it's looking so... Oh, maybe not. There's still a bit of waste underneath there that needs to decompose. So I'll leave it. I probably haven't let it sit long enough. Now this waste is oranges, a bit of paper from below a meat tray so I could get a meat smell in here. But it's mainly oranges and orange juice and water. And I'm going to see if I can show you how quickly this disappears. Actually, I want that bread, that wet bread on top, so the soldier flies can smell it, because they're not necessarily directly attracted to oranges, but if there's meat in there and they can smell it, they will come and then they'll finish off the oranges at the same time. Keep an eye on that for a couple of weeks and see what happens. Oh, look at that. Wow. You can see all the dirt around the sides as it's decomposing. See that? Look at that beautiful soil. Still oranges, and I can't see any soldier flies in there, but it's still decomposing beautifully. Look at that beautiful soil it's producing. And I doubt very much whether there'd be worms in there yet. But it doesn't matter, it's decomposing with or without the soldier flies. Leave that a bit longer, see how long it actually takes. Whoa, look at that. How beautiful is that? Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh, look at the worms in there. See the little worms there? What beautiful soil. But what's interesting, now that I've dug into it, it hasn't fully decomposed. Which, if you get the soldier flies in here, it can be absolutely gone in a month. But I didn't find any soldier flies in here, and I didn't put any meat in. So I can see now that below that lovely layer of soil, there's still undecomposed waste. And what I might do is I might put this outside the pot so I can just separate it. I might keep that a bit of orange to put back in. Oh gee, there's so many worms in there. Just goes to show that worms will eat oranges once they've lost that acidity. Yep, still more little worms in there. And I want to remind you, I never add worms to my pots. I just let the garden worms, or whatever worms are in the vicinity, do what worms do best, and that is multiply when there's food around. A little bit to go back in. Oh, look at that. There's is that a worm directly on a bit of orange. That's if that is a worm. It's a funny colour. There's a little worm there, look. Just truly amazing. So I was going to put some really stinky waste in here, but because there's so many worms in here, I don't want to do that. And now here's another really interesting thing. There's lots of little roots coming into here, which is not something I get very often at all when I've got that soldier fly activity inside the pot. But it's very easy to dislodge. Get away plant. And there was some food underneath these oranges that hadn't fully decomposed either. But digging deep down, I can see that a lot of that waste is now decomposed, and it's pretty much turned to soil. Look at all those little roots. I don't know what plant they're coming from in the garden, but they could be coming from anywhere. So this pot needs a twist around. Oh, and it's very tight in the ground. Oh, there's my little mouse that the cat caught. Now this one's really difficult because I'd say those roots are coming through the base. So I might just have to... There we go. Yeah, oh, that was easy. A lot easier than I thought. But it has raised the pot above the level of the ground, which I don't particularly like. Though it was a little bit above the level anyway. So I probably won't worry about it for now. Put that bit of orange back in. I was going to put that little mouse in. See there? The cat kindly bought me a present. But I won't put him in here because it'll kill the worms. So I'll have to save him for my rat pot. We'll cover those little worms up there. Otherwise they'll get eaten immediately by the birds. I should have fresh grass clippings sometime this week when I mow the lawn again. And I'll recover it with the fresh grass clippings then. Oh, look at that beautiful soil again. Whoa. That's just incredible. Look at that. That's just magic. I'll put it outside because I've got some really stinky waste to go in here. And I'm sure there'll be worms in here now. Look at that. Yeah, worms, there we go. So, I've got to water the garden too to keep these guys nice and... Oh, look at that. Oh, it's a little legless lizard. Yeah, come on, little one. There we go, look. Hello, little fella. There you go down there. Just don't go in my pot, you'll get killed in there when I put this smelly waste in. Oh, gee, there's a big worm too. Wait, where is it? Oops. Don't know what I did to him. See the worms there? I'm going to have to cover them up, wet them and cover them up. These were those oranges. Remember I showed you a week ago and it had almost decomposed? And now it's fully gone. I think I'll use my hand from this point on so I don't wreck those worms. Now there's an avocado seed there that can go back in. Oh, gee, I love it when I see that. That's incredible soil. Look at that. It's just beautiful. Oops, little wormy. I think I got you there. Sorry, little fella. Now I'm just going to give it a bit of a wiggle. Yeah. Just want to make sure no worms were stuck in those little holes before I put this waste in. Now this is really stinky. Well, it's not actually that stinky, but I've got a lot of greaseproof paper in this because we've been cooking a lot of these lamb shanks. And I just cooked them on some greaseproof paper. So you can see I've got heaps of that. And then here's the rest. You can see why I didn't want to put that in on the worms. And I'm going to go and get the hose. I'm going to cover this now with some grass clippings to protect those worms. And then I'm going to get the hose and give it a good water so that they'll survive in that soil, because the soil below there might be a bit dry at the moment. Thanks for watching.